matchup where the Tidehunter's mid rather than top, or rather than bottom versus the Ursa. So some clever stuff that Viking is trying to react and fix versus. But Alliance, I feel like they just drafted themselves a solid game plan just overall, rather than having just counteract anything. Good draft that works versus mostly anything.
Sure. It's just going to be interesting to see, because obviously with this change, I don't know, does Boom play a lot of mid-tide? Or do you think this is going to be something that's a little new for him this game because they've had to take the puck out from this priority position?
I think it's probably pretty new. You really only play the mid-tide if you're playing versus like Lycan, I feel like. I don't think I've seen it actually in almost any situations besides that. And LIMMP, he's playing one of his most comfortable heroes, right? He's Tiny. This is,
well,
he's been a legend on the Tiny.
I mean, because, you know, Tide, you know, it's not a complex hero, but there's got to be some sort of difference in the ability to perform when you are playing a hero that you just don't usually play.
Oh, absolutely, and especially when it's being forced as a mid role rather than an offlaner. You have to play quite a bit of a different style for yourself rather than you would be in the offlane, which is just like a sacrificial, you know, you're putting yourself out there to die most of the times, but you're going to get that Ravage off. You know, it's very different when you're playing mid, so could have an impact for sure, as LIMMP he can make a lot of rotations, and Tidehunter, you can't match rotations.
No, not at all. But, I mean, what is sort of your job as a mid-tide? Just to protect your tower and get someone to come and fight with you when you hit 6 in the mid lane rather than relying on you to go to a side lane?
I guess I'm honestly not too sure with this game because I'm only really certain when I see it with versus literally versus Lycan or versus these push lines
as a straight lane counter.
Exactly, you just park yourself there, and this one it's going to be harder because his lane's not going to go great either. I'm seeing the Tiny already taking advantage significantly of this. Like the cleave even hurts Tidehunter a lot just when he gets hit.
Well, we'll see what Boom's able to do, but I think, you know, at least on the other side of things, as they were pointing out the pan, you know, Kezu on the puck, this is something that he does play, so he's definitely going to have more responsibility of sort of reaching that level of play that we know that he can do on the puck, and making sure that he is the one setting up and making moves happen, which is definitely going to be hard with Handsken constantly on the hunt for him in the action with that Hex.
I feel like his lane's not that easy either. Ursa actually doesn't do that bad versus the puck. You have pretty massive base armor, so you actually can withstand versus that pressure. They just have to watch out for the Aramis rotations of the Clockwerk if he catches them, but they're speedy. They have ways to play around Cogs, the Ursa and the Coddle. So I'm seeing some really solid lanes coming out from Alliance. Top, though, we are seeing that Bloodseeker having a very good time with that Nature's Prophet. You know, they did pick these two supports, and then the Nature's Prophet came out, so they knew that this NP would have a good impact versus them, and right here he is securing the lane for sure. This mid disparity is getting pretty big, though. 6 denies, 20 last hits for the Tiny, 12 on Boom.
I mean, as you said, I think this is just down to the fact that this isn't something that he's used to playing, and LIMMP is on one of his best heroes.
It also was, he's still Gush level 1. You know, that he tried to get like a first.
Was that for the fight?
That ruined him, I think, because he hasn't had Anchor Smash to reduce the base damage of the Tiny, which I feel like would have actually evened out the lane completely. I think it was for the fight. He's really falling behind now at this point. As now, looking to get aggressive. LIMMP will toss him under the tower to try to secure himself some last hits. And we will see those rotations for the 4-minute room. As LIMMP scurrying his way up toward top. They have Handsken and a Treant. Spawns bottom. Fortunate for Viking.
Illusion.
Let's see. I mean, and in this sort of game, is this is a game where you feel that for Alliance, they're going to be feeling more confident at all stages. Nikobaby's Ursa is sort of set up at this game to, you know, late game, that there's not going to be much that can carry against this Ursa.
Yeah, I think that they're comfortable through like all stages. Yeah, exactly. Like early, mid, late game, they can actually just fight and also just chill back and farm if they need to, if this Ursa gets the opportunity to. It looks like a really solid draft from them. They just have to watch out a bit about the timings around, like, you know, the coil as well as the Ravage that's going to be coming through when Bloodseeker looks to fight before the Ursas.
So honestly, I was very interested. I have been looking up some stats on Boom's Tide. So as far as I can see, he's never played Tide in a competitive game, and he's played 16 games of it on his pub profile. So only 16 games of Dota. He's got a 31% win rate on it. So this is this is very much a hero that it really has to be, because they felt that they cannot do the poke mid. They've had to put him in a position where he is, without a doubt, very uncomfortable. And this is, you know, this is not his comfort zone. So pressure's going to be onto him. We'll see what he's able to do, but it's not going to be easy for him this game.
No, it's not. They had to, right? They had to relegate
They had
the two
to.
regions.
They had to.
There's the Ursa and there's the Lion. So there's no way that they could have the puck in mid. They can't have the Tide off lane. They have to switch it up. Boom. He's gonna have to go to base. LIMMP will keep himself farming in the mid lane and continue to grow that much faster. Down bottom, seeing Seleri attempt to pressure with this.
Here we go.
wave.
So they can get Nikobaby. They're diving in. He's trying to cut his way through the trees. And he's able to jump out to the side, and that might just save him, actually. The earth shocks across the tree line, and he is away. Unfortunately there for Viking, they were very, very close to catching him, but couldn't quite take him out. As Nikobaby will have to TP back to base to refuel. He won't quite
Bit
go
of
down.
awkward ways for them to set up for these. Oh, another courier. Seleri won't get that one at least, but awkward ways for them to set up with their supports. You know, the stuns are very lackluster on the draft of Viking until they do get those level 6s on. They literally have battery assault until level 6 comes out. So it is very underwhelming for them to try to catch those heroes and keep them locked down.
Let's see how Shad doing. Shad's farm. I mean, it's still
well.
very close between him and Nikobaby. You know, both of the carries are getting free farm in the safe lane. I mean, it's a chill game. You know, 7 minutes in, nobody died. So yeah, both carries are gonna be happy with that. It's just a case of whether Vikings gonna be able to find that sweet spot where they're able to zip in and get active with Shad at a stage where Nikobaby's still vulnerable and hasn't sort of got those sort of, I guess, what sort of first 2 items in which he's going to have that almost certainly farming item and the item is going to enable him in the team fights and make it very hard for the Bloodseeker just to go toe-to-toe with an Ursa.
I'm worried that S4 is actually going to become more of that carry for the side of Alliance pretty quickly. He's given an absolutely free lane top. Like, this is going to be a level 6 Pango already at this point, and that is very impactful. Versus heroes like Tidehunter, you know, Tide hates playing versus Pango, because, yeah, you can crack it off the first stun, but then there's going to be a third and a fourth and whatever. You can keep bouncing you in between. And it's the same thing for Bloodseeker. Fighting into Pango, who gets this type of start, is really scary. That's why usually we see people put more emphasis to slow down Pangos, is he's so strong as soon as he hits 6. And this is where Alliance, they're looking to invade already. With this Tiny having a good start, with Pango having a good start, they can start invading. Pushing away most of
Radiant's
Viking.
bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower is
Pressure
under attack.
continues to be put on their damn bottom.
Radiant's
Viking
bottom tower is under attack.
taking away this tower, but she's trying to hold it. We're going to see LIMMP there get himself a free one. Finally, the feast has come to an end. He's able to combo down Aramis.
Is under attack.
They're just going to
forced
put the
to
Ravage
ride.
here to try and hold them back.
high.
But they're indeed going to keep on moving. S4's got a Rolling Thunder if it's needed. As he's ready to roll into the river. He's going to have to control it. Nikobaby's a little spooked though, as the mass TPs are coming in from Viking. They won't get Boom, so Boom will live. Everybody pretty much coming into the mid lane there to put Alliance off from fighting for more. Now, Alliance, they do respect that. You can see straight away, Alliance, they're aware of when they don't want to push any further to try and get a Tide kill.
Yeah, giving him some respect.
Dire's
The fact that, you know,
bottom
Blue did go for
tower
that
is under
double
attack.
bracer. He did have the backup of the medallion from Seleri.
Yeah.
They did back away. They do get the first blood though, and Nikobaby, he will be able to go to the mid lane to farm. They'll have LIMMP play this bottom lane that's a bit scary for the Ursa.
Even though they don't get a kill though, definitely
Dire's middle
a nice
tower is under
relief
attack.
across the map when that Ravage has been used, especially from, you know, the mid Tide. It's a big window where you're not going to be concerned about the Tide making moves.
Yep, time for Nikobaby to chill back, be able to farm up his jungle. Time for FNG to go around stacking and just moving his heroes around with recall as well. As it's a very early level 6 as well on FNG. If they do want to try to set up some outnumbering plays versus the side of Viking, it's definitely a chance for them. See what FNG looks to do. They're giving the levels right now to Handsken top. They want to get him that nice level 6 at a decent time, as he has been, you know, he did get forgotten a little bit because he's having to check the runes so much as this Lion. So S4 jungling kind of close to him, and they give the lane.
See the bounties, Alliance. Fight for the one down bottom. Aramis is going to step forward. They're going to go in with the combo. LIMMP's able to grab the bounty rune. As they will also be able to finish off the kill. Seleri TPing in. Nothing you can do to turn this around. Shad, can you get in range for any action here? Alliance, they're already backing well away. So Viking there, they're bringing the fourth of them down. but not able to stop Alliance from taking the rune away from them, and unable to get a catch on anyone either.
And that was the coil used from Kezu to try to get themselves any type of kill. So now they can play a little bit more aggressive on Alliance, knowing that that is down.
They're smoked up here. They're ready to try and get back in with the combo, maybe. S4's got the rolling thunder. Shad's going to open up with a rupture. S4 is going to get himself hidden underneath the tower. Jumps out of the blood right to avoid the damage, and now he's ready to turn, holds the ground to get the swashbuckle touch from a distance. Very nicely played there by S4 to dodge around the damage and have an impact whilst being ruptured.
They're feeling their strength right now in Alliance. LIMMP just having this insane game on the Tiny already. He's got the 4-4 build, so that burst is at almost its maximum now. For quite a long time that he's going to be able to just set up and kill a lot of these squishier heroes like that Nature's Prophet. And nice hold there from Alliance.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Actually, Boom, he's just going to go full on tank. Double bracers, Sanj. Wants to make sure that he doesn't get burst and that he's going to have the opportunity in these fights to really wait off before he pops the Ravage and not really be in situations where he feels forced to use it prematurely.
Yeah, I was wondering if he's going to go for something like Halberd or Ghost Scepter, because he is playing versus Ursa, so you have to get something to pertain to the Ursa, because there's that magic damage and all that, but Ursa will make you squishy, no matter what type of build you do go, unless you get one of those two. Said, as they will continue to try to set up around bottom. They have their Ravage, they have their Puck ult. Alliance very close to LIMMP's Blink Dagger. He might actually go pick that one up before he looks to fight. He's going to check the rune. If he gets a fortunate rune, maybe they defend, but if not, then...
So it's a DD.
It's a DD, but tower's too low.
Yeah, not enough to help protect the tower. Definitely enough to get a burst kill once that blink is there, yeah.
He's got it in a second. So 12 minutes, 15 seconds, it's going to be finished up with Phase Boot, with Bracer, with Wand as well, and level 10. In a very good spot on LIMMP too. He can kill so many targets. Like even Shad is at risk of dying in one shot, as he's gone for the Mithril Hammer build. He has no stats on this Bloodseeker.
No, for sure. I mean, Boom's the only one that can sort of face it, and even then, it's going to be easily half the HP of Boom gone in a combat.
Yeah, it's not as strong as it was, of course, around the 3x avalanche damage, but it still is quite impactful, especially with the DD.
I mean, Shad is absolutely dead if they catch him.
He will absolutely die if he gets caught.
Is under attack.
He knows. He's playing it very sensible here.
I mean, LIMMP.
LIMP's not going to get the jump. Oh, he's got it. I mean, you could tell he knew, he could sense it, but LIMMP was just too persistent for Shad to be prepared there. Looking behind the tower and ready to catch him, just stepping too far back towards the middle of the lane, even throwing out a tip as well.
The LIMMP Tiny, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. 4 kills in the game, 4 kills on LIMMP Tiny. 13 minutes in.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. That's LIMMP's KDA at the top, not the team's.
Viking, they're starting to get annoyed. This Blink Dagger, these pickoffs. If they're not together, they're starting to get pretty annoyed about the.
They got to do something with this Ravage.
So they got to do something. Yeah, they got to catch some reaction.
Otherwise, this game is going to get out of hand with Nikobaby. Battle Fury timing. This is perfect move. If they can get this kill, probably worth. Yeah, absolutely throwing down the coil on that. That couldn't have been a better catch there, really. Finding Nikobaby seconds before he was getting his Battle Fury done, so slowing it a little bit.
And they didn't have to use Ravage either, so Boom's got that for the next fight. The perfect target to run into. Couldn't have asked for more. As now they look to continue to just split up, look to match the moves from Alliance, just keep that lane pressure addressed. S4 is ready though, Kezu. He might just get instantly jumped. LIMMP with a haste already up here.
Always coming in.
Kezu.
He's ready to go in with the combo. Kezu, he's gonna try and get out, he can't. Another kill for Alliance, another kill for LIMMP.
Is under attack.
Probably feels so nice having a coddle as well. Like FNGR, see him in position, like getting ready to set up for LIMMP to bring into the next place. LIMMP has a TP available, but he can also be called if he's down, and he will.
Aramis.
Dyer's
he's still alive. Oh, the Ravage. They're keeping him alive. No. S4's able to find him with a swashbuckle, and now S4. Maybe going to see if he can go for more. He's looking for Boom. Nice little jukes from Boom. Get him away from the rolling thunder. As they do lose Nikobaby for that one. So again, another time when Nikobaby's going down. This is what, 2 times where he's died right before that Battle Fury. So it is slowing down the Battle Fury compared to what it could have been quite significantly.
Yeah, he would have had it. He would have literally had it before, like, right as that last death was happening. Some big moves coming up, and Viking literally finding the best possible target in both situations. That time, though, they did have to use the push. But it also was a Rolling Thunder wasted by S4, as he did make the connect. So, not too shabby. Although Rolling Thunder's much lower cooldown.
Well, we see there on the graph a severe blow there to the progression of Nikobaby. I'm sure he'll be super safe on getting this battlefield finished now before he's involved in any further action. As he's not going to want to be slowed down anymore by this.
Yeah, he's like that. He died twice in almost the same exact spot. So he's like, yeah, screw that side. I'm just going to go into my left side now and deal with the fun move here. But they can look to catch something here.
I say he's coming down mid. I mean, he should be
Go
fine.
Back to the
though.
triangle, Nico.
Should be fine. 50 gold. 50 gold is there.
They're scouting out the stacks. I've seen Seleri been doing this a couple times.
On mid, they're going to set up on a boom it. Toss back into the Rolling Thunder. He's still very tanky. Can they quite take him down? They can't. Now over to the side, you're going to have the initiation from Aramis with the hook shot onto FNG. Now they're looking for LIMMP. They're going to be able to find the Tiny as well. Viking coming in with a good hit around the mid lane. I mean, it was always going to be a very risky move there from Elias, trying to fully commit onto Boom. I mean, with his braces, cloak, Sanj, he is not an easy kill. In fact, I don't think he's a kill straight up unless you have the Ursa on top of it.
And now S4, he's got the blink. He'll be able to disengage. But yeah, that was Alliance picking the fight. And Viking just gets to walk in and win the fight without Ravage. Yeah. They get to just walk in and get some free kills for themselves. As now a tower also goes down. And Alliance will be quite sad as they just shot themselves in the foot pretty hard at that tossback.
Now Viking, I mean, they've gotten rid of that complete lead that Alliance did have. Sort of thanks to LIMMP's early movements on Tiny. You can sort of see when LIMMP starts to make the moves, up goes the lead, and then boom, that last few moments of gameplay with 2 deaths on Nikobaby, and then that, well, a bit of an awkward attempt from LIMMP there in the mid, as you say. It was his move, it was his call to try and toss Boom down to the low ground and get aggressive onto him. Cost them the lead that they built up.
The only way that they can do that play is if Nikobaby's there hitting
the Ursa
during all
yeah,
they need the Ursa. That's the way that Boom is itemized as well. He's proving it. You need to get the Ursa to kill him. No, that's the way it should be anyway. You know, that Ursa versus Tidehunter. So a bit of a slip up there for Alliance. Viking benefit heavily as now Ravage is back up, Coil's back up. They can look for the fight themselves.
And they're going to have a good time on Shad's items here for the fight. You know, this Maelstrom BKB is going to be done very shortly. Just the recipe away. And then, you know, again,
very nice.
It's another target like Boom that only really Nikobaby's ever going to be able to kill, right? If this Bloodseeker's in with the BKB, nobody else is going to be able to take him down.
No, and he doesn't have to worry about the control.
Look
at mid again.
Nikobaby's trying to find farm it. He's going to get control straight away. The Dream going into the silence. He's going to pop the enrage, but he's already so low. He's down for sure. He's trying to run. They're chasing. And boom, they got him with the gush. A risky place for Nikobaby to farm, and I feel like Nikobaby's having a bit of a shakier game compared to what we used to seeing from him.
He's playing in very reckless places. He didn't have good places to farm because the triangle was already cleared and they're setting up for bottom, but showing in that mid wave, and yeah, just a couple deaths. It's 3 deaths that Viking just have pinpoint targeted at him.
And they're doing a great job of controlling this Ursa. You know, which they absolutely have to do, as we said. You know, if Nikobaby gets sort of this crazy free farm and leads the way, he's going to be a hard carry to deal with at this later stages. But so far, really keeping him under control.
I mean, I cannot believe how much they've slowed down his growth. Like, he still is very farmed on the Ursa. Like, he's still almost matching the Bloodseeker, and that's 3 deaths that he's had. Like, imagine how high he would be if he.
Well, that's the thing, right? Yeah, if they didn't get him
so far ahead.
Yeah, he'd be at least like 2,000 gold ahead, I feel, if he didn't have those deaths.
Yeah. It's literally just been the perfect situations for Viking, and it's actually just going to be a blink on Boom. He's not going to go anything else after that initial stage. He's going to go for the halberd later, but now he has the blink. They have ways to follow up with the initiation with the puck. That's going to be pretty nice. Now the fights feel pretty hard for Alliance if they don't get that godly initiation from S4. Bounty runes.
Precious bounty.
All tiny over.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Viking
attack.
Now with an arcane, and he's got blink. He's level 15. They're getting their timings. Like Shad, he's about to have BKB, and that's when Viking's gonna go hunting again.
I mean, yeah, we've got the smoke from Alliance. They see Boom mid, but really not the target that they want to be making moves on. That they want to find, ideally Shad, but Shad for the most part of this game, he's just been very smart with where he's been farming. He's only died the once. Other than that, and that was in a very deep situation, of course, behind his tier 2. Alliance just haven't been able to hunt him down elsewise. Yeah, BKB is done after this camp. And now even if they do find him, there's a high chance he's going to be able to pop the BKB and get out of there.
Yeah, unless he gets just chained and killed immediately. Yeah, he will very likely get that BKB off bottom. They see Seleri setting up.
Dire's middle
They'll take
tower
him out
is
more
under
than likely.
A lot of TP's
Yeah,
coming in,
coming
though.
slow.
The body blocks here with the tree and stopping Handsken from being able to run away. So,
swing wide.
and the trade here, and support for support.
They're doing such a good job with the two supports actually on Viking. I've been watching Aramis and I've been watching just Seleri of how they're pushing the lanes out, these two, and not showing themselves. It's actually just been rocket flares pushing out bottom for the most part with like a Kezu orb, and then just Treants pushing out this top scary lane for them. So Shad is able to farm in the most defensive position, and he's just chilling in the jungle, so they can't actually set up for him at all. This has been very good planning from Viking in these last like 5-6 minutes. I've just been watching these two supports do that the entire time. And Shad is under ward vision during this, at least now. But yeah, they've weathered a lot of the scare of just the Ursa snowballing out of control. But Nikobaby is now getting the space to still get this really good timing on him.
Yeah. I think that there is going to be that kind of decent window for Viking, though, when they have, well, now this Halberd on Boom, and then they have like the Basher after the BKB and the Maelstrom on Shad, and Nikobaby only has the Battle Fury and the BKB, where, then the Bloodseeker can start punching the Ursa in the face and sort of rely on the Bashers to mess up his ability to fight back. Top.
They just got a little bit better of item timing. Top.
Yeah. I'm going to be able to get the jump onto Handsken. Find anything else, though, by the looks of it. And Boom, he's going to blink up in a few seconds. He's whipping
Dire's
himself.
middle tower is under
He's chasing
attack.
on, but there's nobody else behind him, is there? Fine.
All these kills matter a lot. I see Kezu. He pretty much has Ags done. So you're talking about when Viking gets these BKBs and everything's finished.
True.
Alliance, they'll be getting their BKBs, but it's gonna be addressed by Kezu's coil if he's able to find a good one.
Radiant's top tower
These
is
fights
under attack.
still feeling quite hard for Alliance, and it's not even just the
Radiant's
BKBs they have to be
structures are
worried.
fortified.
It's also the Pango. If he gets coiled as well, he's just
Dire's
controlled
middle
inside of that
tower
Rolling
has
Thunder
fallen.
versus this Ags that's gonna.
Radiant's top
So
tower
this could be
is under
pretty
attack.
huge for Viking.
Oh! And Boom, he's going to blow the Ravage here.
Radiant's top tower
But
is
he's
fallen.
not going to get the kill. Unless they can try and chase up for this. Blink in a second, but the Blink's up for S4 as well. But S4's out of there. I mean, a little bit of an awkward attempt there from Boom. Obviously
Very
wanted to
awkward.
cancel the TP. Felt that maybe he had the burst on his own, but he didn't quite do the maths on that. And now there's no Ravage, so Alliance, they can look to try and make a hit.
Yeah, they can. I think they might actually be able to force a Roche if they're crazy enough.
Yeah.
There's no Ravage threat. It's just a coil. The Ravage is quite a lot of Vikings' actual draft. So if they see an opportunity, I think they could swing in there. But they can also just look for a straight fight right now. They are much stronger without that Ravage threat.
Yeah, I mean, we see
Have to
that.
watch out for Kezu.
I mean, maybe Boomman checked to see if the Shard was there, and did he have roll-up? But I think even if he didn't have roll-up, I don't
he was
think he
fine.
would have been able to... Boom wouldn't have been able to get the right clicks in to kill him off.
Yeah. I think Alliance is going to use that time to just finish up the BKB on LIMMP in particular. He's getting pretty close to that one, and he does want to be able to match these, coil and ravages so he can actually contribute to the team fights, because Tiny still isn't that big of an actual team fighter. He's still more of a pick-off hero.
With me.
Very close game, though. 7-7. Been bouncing between that 1 and 3K the entirety of this game. Same thing for the experience. Both teams seem to be getting what they want out of the map.
Oh, he's close.
Players here.
Bounty runes in 10.
Dire's bottom
Teams
tower is under attack.
pushing out the side lanes set up for these. Aramis as well as Shad setting up bottom. Also Kezu. So maybe looking to actually fight. As Boom, Nikobaby gets brought in by FNG. The toss.
Oh, back up. To stop the TP, they'll get Boom this time, surely.
That was pretty crazy by him, to be honest. His whole team's porting bottom. He's running into the enemy side of the map to steal some bounties. So he does go for a very aggressive play. And now it's 40 seconds, and there's this Roche threat. They are in the area, but so is Viking. They can start poking at Nikobaby.
Maybe he forgot that he was playing the Tide instead of the puck this game. Because, you know, that's the sort of thing you do as a mid laner if you're on a mobile hero, right? Be stealing room.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh my goodness. I'm a Tide. I can't get out of this.
He was very far forward. 20 seconds. Time for the lines to just continue getting a little bit more farm. As they are all farming. That's the other thing we do want to point out is the supports are also getting quite big on the side of Alliance, and these supports do feel a bit more impactful in the grand scenario of the fights. You know, Will-O-Wisp is going to be online. It's going to be really impactful, and Handsken will always have a place. If he ever gets a single hex, any disable on the puck, that's his, you know, he's already done his whole job. So the Alliance in this downtime is very happy. This Ursa is starting to get to some crazy levels of farm where he doesn't have to fear versus the Bloodseeker nearly as much. You can just kill him instantly. Doesn't have to worry about Rupture if he does get to the point of this Basher. And what? Smoke from Viking. Trying to set up maybe some vision around the Roche area.
Yeah. There's that important timing. I mean, again, it's risky. If they do find a fight, they lose a fight. They're losing Roche to Alliance, so very important.
They have to get some vision, though. They have no control of the map around here right now. Just the Clockwerk vision. They get the one ward down. It is in range of the sentry, though, when Alliance does make their way back over.
And we are starting to see, you know, that you know, as every moment passes, the effect of the way that the Ursa can farm and crash. It's going to be that little faster. They do get the angle to get in onto Handsken. And now they might fight back though. Z4, he's coming in with a rolling thunder. Boom, trying to step over towards LIMMP. Over to the side, Nikobaby committing in onto Aramis. Now turns his attention over towards Boom. Boom tossed up into the combo as they commit onto him further with the BKBs. The coil holding back LIMMP for now. Comes to an end up in the high ground. Seleri, he's up here watching from a distance as Shad's committing with the BKB, trying to run down Nikobaby, but the blink's back up. Nikobaby's able to get away. Shad's BKB running down low. I wonder if Alliance try and get back in. He certainly is. Maybe doesn't feel too confident to do so as Viking, they do still have 4 up. Alliance losing the 2 of them there, and Ravage still at the ready.
Yeah, pretty decent fight. Viking, they just forced it away and get vision on the high ground there and just somehow end up doing pretty decent, getting these 2 kills. Keeping that Ravage going. And that is the first BKB usage of Nikobaby.
Double damage.
So any times where those do start to trickle down, it's going to be important because then the Ravage and all these other spells will be much more effective versus the Ursa. And the DD outside the pit with the Basher finished on Shad. They can try. Alliance is going to be on in time, and S4 has his ult.
Alliance is definitely
good for Viking.
Going to want to fight this.
Yeah, they got to be careful. Boom.
Yeah, a big Ravage from Boom could make this very difficult for Alliance to get into.
Viking can't commit here.
And S4's going to start.
Actually going to go in.
He's going to go straight in. He's going to look to Shad. They make the jump over towards the Bloodseeker, but Shad's able to hold the BKB, turn around, take down S4. The Ravage comes out onto LIMMP. As there's straight away 2 of them gone. Handsken also picked off by the rocket flare. I mean, he went in early there, S4.
Forced it so hard.
And now it's going to be, it should be an easy Roche against the Ursa and the Cottle. There's no way that these 2 are coming in to put a stop to this one as Viking. They will take Roshan for themselves here after a very sort of botched attempt there from Alliance to get the fight going.
I'm very surprised they looked to fight outside there instead of like in the vicinity of the pit. They had these Illuminates blasting inside of there, so maybe they thought it was lower than it actually was, but it felt like they had very good ways to just keep slowing down Viking and kind of forcing Viking's hand to initiate on them. That was very disastrous.
Nikobaby will be able to get a punch back here. And takes down Aramis. Still keeping himself at the top there. This Ursa very much farmed after those first few deaths we saw Nikobaby suffer early in the game. He has yet to be found again. Really cleaned up his act and not allowed himself to be found anymore. Yeah,
I was so surprised about how that whole fight went down. Like Nikobaby is so big. I'm like, someone had to have made the call to try to jump in there. That really hurts their momentum. I still feel like they're in such a good position to anyway fight with Nikobaby being this big. They just now have to deal with an Aegis, which is unfortunate. They kind of gave them that one.
You see the intentions of Shad going up the Skadi and the Butterfly. Actually, guys, he's going to change it to make sure that you finish the Vanguard first. Have that extra way to lock down through the BKBs.
Yeah, I think the Abyssal is the best choice for him versus like Pango versus Ursa versus Tiny BKB. They all just have so many different ones. So I still feel like Alliance, they can look to take these fights, especially right now still while Ravage is on cooldown for 20 seconds. They do have a decent window. LIMMP is pushing out top. They could recall him into the fight when they do see it necessary. Viking though, they're gonna have Ravage up soon. Boom, actually not getting caught inside of the smoke there, unfortunately for him. He will have Ravage in 4 seconds, and they're actually sweeping top. They're expecting the recall to come, so they're gonna look for the hero that is split pushing, which is LIMMP.
Oh, that's smart. This is a nice catch.
This is real good.
In they go straight away. Mashes out. There's no chance for LIMMP to do anything in response there. I mean, as you say, this is the way you got to play against a Kotl lineup.
Dire's top tower
Yeah,
is
that
under
was
attack.
that was a really smart move. Like just because they have limited information on the map right now. If you look at the way that their wards are, they actually don't really have any. So they saw him pushing top, so they're expecting the team to be playing on the opposite. So they go for him. That's a really nice move. Themselves some time to finish up these items. So that's what this Aegis is giving them. Just a little bit of
Dire's
freedom on the
bottom
map.
tower
And
is
yeah,
under
Shad pretty much
attack.
has Abyssal now done.
Dire's
He's actually keeping
structures
up
are
pretty
fortified.
decently with that Battle Fury Ursa.
He is. I mean, Nikobaby's sort of got the 2k ahead, but then the last 7 minutes or so, it has been the same difference. So now they're going to start going on to him a little bit. Nikobaby, he's going to turn onto Shad, but Ursa comes in from the side, and they're going to be able to take it down. As Alliance, they couldn't quite get over to him in time to help him whatsoever. So Nikobaby out of the game for 80 seconds here, and Viking, they're not done. They're chasing him for more. The Will-O-Wisp is going to get dropped down, but there's nothing to be done with it. As Handsken will still fall, they quickly take out the Will-O-Wisp, and Viking, they're still good to go. They've still got a Ravage and a Dream Claw already.
So many times they've caught Nikobaby out and off on an island by himself. 58 seconds. Yeah, they're going on high ground with this Aegis.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Disastrous place for him to get caught.
See if they can stop this. I mean, I guess, you know, Nikobaby, he does not want to buy back, right?
No. The Aegis is still there for about a minute.
And boom, he's in. He's actually jumping straight away in onto FNG. FNG, he's going to get burst down. They'll take him out. S4's coming in with the Rolling Thunder. LIMMP trying to take one of them down with the combo. He goes on to Kezu, it's not enough damage. Kezu's fine. They will take the edges out of the hands of them. Boom, he's going to step in with the Ravage. LIMMP pops the BKB, but Aramis is in with the hook shot. Onto Handsken. Handsken goes down over to the side there. Pistol in onto S4. S4 falls. Shad's coming in with the BKB, chasing that FNG. There's the bashes. As Shad gets the double. As Alliance, they're starting to crumble here big time, now down 8k. And with the mid-racks exposed,
Radiant's
3
middle
heroes
barracks are
dead.
under
Vikings going to be able to push on. And by the looks of it, get this melee racks without Alliance being able to stop them at all.
Radiant's
Viking just
middle barracks
striking
is
with precision,
fortified.
finding the most ideal targets back to back to back in these
Radiant's middle
situations.
barracks
They just
is
get a racks like this for free. Well, I say for free. It costs them a bit of,
Radiant's
a bit of
top
spells and all
tower
that. But
is under attack.
look at this, like 45 seconds still on Kotl. Alliance is gonna have their 5-man ready, and they're gonna be knocking on the next set of racks.
This is some solid stuff from Viking. And
Radiant's top tower
you know,
is
again,
fallen.
it's very impressive to see this flexibility. As I said at the start, you know, Boom on the Tide. This is not a hero that he
top
plays.
tower is under
As
attack.
far as the records show, he's not played this in competitive, but he's having a good game.
Oh my.
He's having a very, 3-1-9. He's playing a solid performance. He's tanked up. He said, "You can't kill me, you can't go on me." And it's definitely working. The tip's coming out onto Handsken. As Viking definitely feeling themselves right
Radiant's
here.
top barracks are under
Yeah,
attack.
they've well and truly taken over this game and made it pretty out of control. Handsken hasn't found the connection onto the puck once this game, it feels like. The Hex is just not coming into play, and now they have such a big lead. This is crazy. Alliance just has never been able to actually
Radiant's top barracks
get
has
their
fallen.
fight going together after that botched initiation around the Roche pit. It's all crumbled so far out of control, and Nikobaby, all
The
4 of his
seeds
deaths
of fortune.
it's been precision by Viking.
It really has. So, very impressive maneuvers here from Viking. 14k up. Pretty much after all those objectives, they're on towards the next items. Shad, 1,000 away from the Skadi. You've nearly got the link and it's done on Kezu. They are massive.
In a second. He has a Hex on the 5 position, Nature's Prophet. Just a bot. They've just gotten such an influx of gold from these last few moments, and Alliance has just completely lost their footing in this game.
Yeah, it's been a shaky game from Alliance. It really did feel like Alliance was going to be able to just sort of slow it down, make space for Nikobaby to farm, but Viking, they've just been able to break straight through that sort of strategy that Alliance has tried to come out with.
And it's off.
Aramis is on the hunt for Handsken again. With Seleri, they can easily start picking off this Lion whenever he does show.
Yeah,
they're going to tip him again.
They're having a great time killing Handsken. He's 0-9-3.
0-9.
They're making sure that it hurts. They certainly are.
Coming in.
17k lead. It's just getting rougher and rougher here for Alliance.
And the thing is, too, like, a couple of the Ravages were just completely whiffed from the side of Viking, and it didn't matter. Like, Alliance didn't take advantage of a couple of these situations, and it really, like, that Roach situation was such a disaster. It really just opened up everything for Viking, and they're just rolling with it.
So far ahead.
That's called a Cresty Greater Treant. Look at it go.
Bottom tower
Love
has
it.
fallen.
It's Alliance. They're looking for ramp run, but S4 is found.
Trying to do a little bit of shopping here, but he's gone. Nothing to be done over this area of the map. Kezu joining in on the tipping action.
Smooth sailing now. They've just effectively ruined all of Alliance.
Oh my, look at
Alliance
that.
is never
Oh,
finding
look at the
anything.
net worth. Was that the Roche fight? What happened? Was that when it all just went straight downhill?
Yeah, very quickly. Very quickly after that.
My
And
goodness.
look at all the orange dots as well, too. It's literally just been Viking doing everything. Finding kills, finding towers, finding push. Yeah. An excellent job by them from just breaking Alliance completely in this game. Nikobaby, he's got the... Yeah, this is what it feels like. He's got it queued up. Needs to try to get a rapier.
He's got to do it.
As it feels like the game is just well and truly out of control.
He's got to do it. That's the only way. That's the only way to recover from this sort of thing. I mean, it's a 99% win rate for Viking on Dota Plus. Straight from that. I mean, I guess that is understandable, but normally Dota Plus isn't that sort of convinced.
When the 5 position Nature's Prophet is starting to surpass the 3 positions on both sides.
Yeah.
And it's about to start passing the mid laners as well. That's definitely a bit of an influence.
Yeah.
So there we go. Beast. Maybe they find him.
I don't think they don't have detection on those two. So he's out with a glimmer.
Gem on FNG. Oh no.
He is. Oh no.
FNG.
Seleri's going back in. He's ready to have a poke at the Aramis is swinging in from the side. He's got the hook shot in. Onto LIMMP. LIMP's going to pop the BKB. The Will-O-Wisp is down as they will turn and kill off Aramis. They have lost FNG. They're going to lose Handsken as well here. The Dream Call from Kezu catching on to the 3 of them. The Ravage is out from Boom. And they're going to be able to team wipe them in by the looks of it. Only Nikobaby and LIMMP left behind as LIMP goes down. Seleri's into the Sprout. Could he even get the kill? Nikobaby's trying. He's trying to kill this Prophet, but he can't do it. Shad's in with a bash and they're calling it. It's over.
Radiant's middle
As
tower is
Viking,
under attack.
very impressive here this game 1. And Alliance just, it's sort of back to the shakiness we saw from them in the first series that they played here in the league. This was not really the level of performance from Alliance I feel like that we've come to be used to in the games